Done. Done. And now we are live. All right. So we are live. Yay! Second Thursday live stream. Hopefully it goes pretty good. Last one went pretty good too. I have no idea what the other shaking is. I guess I'm touching the camera in some way, shape, or form. Not 100% sure what's going on. The old camera there was shaking. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day, where we celebrate work by not working. That's what we do. Unless for whatever reason you're in the medical field, then you probably had to work it because we don't get days off. It is what it is. Let me move this down here. There we go. It happens from time to time. The first holiday I had to work was a Thanksgiving. As a new grad, I had to work Thanksgiving. I showed up. I had just graduated in July. I took my NCLEX in September. Had that job since I took my NCLEX. And then on Thanksgiving night, they were like, "Hey, you're charge nurse tonight." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." What's up, Jenna? Hey, I'll wave back at you. I hope everything is going well. Have you started your new job yet? New jobs are fun and exciting. And everybody's always happy to have one, or maybe not. I don't know. Have not started yet. That's okay. It'll happen. And that is just fine. Excuse me. Everything takes time. And then when you get started, oops. I can't get it back right. Why can I not get back right? Everything takes time. As you watch me log into the Scoos. What am I doing now with my life? Everything takes time. It'll happen. So the weekend was pretty good. I didn't really do anything. Hung out here at the house, watched them baby children do whatever they needed to do. School has just started. So things such as softball games and stuff like that hasn't really taken off yet. It's coming. It just hasn't taken off at this moment in time. Temperature's thankfully starting to cool down a little bit. Now that, Labor Day's over with. What about yourself? Have you been to the beach yet, Jenna? Beach is always a good place. For some, I guess. The beach is always amazing. In any case, like I was saying, we on my first ever day as charge nurse, I was about 8 weeks graduated school. Don't have anyone to go to the beach with. Pick up one of my kids. They love the beach. They eat up at beach. My first time giving I Am Howdahl was my first day as charge nurse. 8 weeks after graduating school. Good times. Good times. Oh, how I missed that. Ooh, me. Oh, but as fall begins to happen or winter begins to happen, I feel like we're going to get busier and busier for the weekends. You know, things start to come into season. Basketball will be in season soon. Softball will be in season like next week. You know, good times like that, good things like that going around. Courtney is fine. She is at work currently. Courtney has actually put in her 2-week notice at her other job. And she doesn't have another job lined up at this moment in time. But she went on ahead and put in her 2 weeks, let everybody know that she was leaving. And so she is working on becoming a substitute teacher. She's taking all of her classes to become a substitute teacher. So that's good. And she will probably enjoy it much better because she will be off on the weekends. You know, her day will end at, 2:39, 3 o'clock, something like that. Maybe even as late as 3:15. Whatever time it is that the teachers actually get to leave. Because the students leave here at 2:39. So she'll be, she's excited about that. She's just ready to sort of be done with working at the barbecue place, and just sort of ready to move into the school system, move into the teaching role. We went and bought her one single outfit yesterday. She said she didn't feel like she had teacher appropriate clothes. So we went and bought her one outfit. That one outfit was like $95. Women's clothing is through the roof on prices. They're like men's scrubs. They're just like outrageous. Shopping for men's scrubs is very hard to do. There's always only like one single section. Women's clothing, there's a bunch of women's clothing, but they're very expensive. Men's scrubs, there's one like line, one row, and very expensive. Purchase some work slacks for $50. Yes, that sounds about right. Like, I don't understand how people can have like a different outfit every day. Especially, like I said, we spent $95 on one outfit. I don't see how you can do 5 or 7 or 2 weeks worth, 10 days worth of outfits. It'd be ridiculous. They are immensely expensive. But don't worry, guys. The Inflation Reduction Act is coming. Inflation will be reduced. Unless it gets rid of nursing jobs, which I really think is going to happen. It's a little conspiracy theory-ish, but yeah, you have to buy clothes over time. Also, speaking of buying clothes over time, every now and then there will be a person, a company, I guess, I don't know, whatever it is, that comes and sells scrubs at your facility, if your facility is anything like mine. And they show up and they sell scrubs. Those are always like the cheapest scrubs imaginable. And they will also take money like out of your check. So let's say you buy a 4 pair of scrubs, $25 each, $100 worth of scrubs. They'll take like the next 10 checks. They'll take like $10 out of the next 10 checks. It's probably not that good, but there are people that sell scrubs at facilities. Those people, I never liked their scrubs, to be honest with you, but I did like the fact that they would sort of pull money out of your check. And if you're color coordinated, they will show up with the proper colors. I hope those people still exist. I'm be honest, I haven't really seen them since COVID. I think they still exist. They would have to still exist. That was a big industry. But yeah, come to think of it, I haven't seen them since COVID. Wow. Maybe that's just my place. I don't know. But that was always the ticket. Yeah, those guys were always, they were making money hand over fist with that, because all the nurses were taking their lunch break and going shopping over there. I know, I went a few times. And they were like, hey, we got the colors that you guys wear. You got your dark blues, your dark reds, your greens. When I was color coordinated, I was always dark blue. Like, not like that color, but like a really dark blue. Because they said that the navy blue was a not a neutral color, but like a calming color or something like that. I don't know. There's a reason behind all the colors. I just don't remember it. But you'll check them peoples out. They're pretty cool. Here we go. I think that's better. That is absolutely no better. It could actually, in fact, be worse. Which makes no sense because I just put this shirt on as soon as I got to the house. There we go. All right. So, as we progress further and further into this year of 2022, and things change more and more for the different, I did a video Tuesday about how you should not be an LPN, and then tomorrow I'm going to do one as to why you should be an LPN in 2022. I feel like it's going to be a good one. I'm excited about it. Find a hobby, something like to do, like volunteering or something to give you something to do. I understand. If you want a hobby, I will say this. If you want a hobby, or if you want something that you could just like set down, or, sort of walk away from if you have to, do not pick up like extra shifts. Do not think that, oh, you know what, I kind of need something to do. I'm going to go be like a home health nurse or something like that. The problem with that is the money's going to be phenomenal, but you're going to get burnt out like really quick. So my suggestion would be that your hobby or your volunteering or whatever it is should be absolutely not medical related at all. It should be something not medical related, something that you like want to do yourself, that if you have to, you could just set down, like if there's a family emergency or something like that, you could set down and be okay, if that makes sense. But don't pick up something that is medical related. I think that's a terrible idea. It happens. I remember right before our second child was born, we were like, hey, we need to pick up extra money. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go back to home health. And it was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. And I sort of thought, not a hobby, but hey, we have a little bit of extra time. I sort of need something to do. So I picked up home health shifts, and it was miserable. I hated it. I hated it. I've talked to nurses who were like, yeah, I pick up home health shifts all the time, and they love it, but I couldn't do it. It just was not for me. So I would always suggest, unless you, well, tutoring. I guess you can't leave tutoring. I was gonna say unless you like tutor students or something, but you couldn't really do that. You could always do like puzzle pieces, something like that, buy like an all single color puzzle. That would be. You could do that if you needed to. Buy like an all purple puzzle. Ugh, it'd be miserable. Good old hobbies. That's the whole reason why I started doing the YouTube channel. Was because I just needed something to like decompress on my way home from work. It was just so much easier to decompress on my way home, talking to my phone. So it was easy, and I could do it. I could easily talk to the camera. So it was easy. Speaking of home health, do you think I could do home health as a new grad to prevent burnout from LTC? If you go into home health is going to treat you like your agency off the bat. They're going to give you very little training. They're going to throw you out there. You may or may not be introduced to their documentation system. Some people are on paper still. Bayada's who I work for. Bayada's a national chain. I think they have places in all 50 states. But Bayada will not hire you with less than 1 year experience, or at least they would not before COVID. But yes, as far as feeling the burnout from the LTC, going into home health, like if you were to leave LTC altogether and go into home health, like if you need like a year off, if you need like 6 months off from the long-term care, home health is a phenomenal place because you're one-on-one. You really get to know these people and sort of their ticks and tricks. You really get to know these people, and you get to know the families and things like that. It was a great place to work. It was a phenomenal place to work when it was my only job. When it became my side hustle, when it became my second job, it was too much on me. So I wouldn't take it as a side hustle, but I would definitely, like, if you work your long-term care and you're like, you know what, I'm done. I feel like I'm gonna have to leave nursing altogether, or whatever it is. Give home health a try. You're gonna have one person's med pass. I did pediatrics, believe it or not. I had like the sort of awkward teenage boys that didn't want women nurses, that were, what is that, like 9 to 17ish, 12 to 17ish. I would always have those, which they actually, they do exist. They do need nurses for that age range, and I loved it. It was awesome. Since you're female, you probably won't get the awkward teenage boys, but you might. You can get peds. You can get from newborn all the way up to however old a person lives. But I really liked home health as a main source of income. I did not like it as a side hustle. And it was the same thing, but by the time I would get to my home health shift, I was burnt out. I was done. I was tired for the day. I didn't want to do it, and still had to power through it. So. I think if I was going to find a side hustle, I would go from one of the same to the same of the same. So like if I was picking up a side hustle, a whole nother check, an extra part-time check, I would go from long-term care to long-term care, because you're already there. It already sucks. You're already miserable. Might as well stick it out. Don't go from one pace to another. Stay on the same pace. If that makes sense. I don't know. But I did love home health. Home health was great. It was what I needed when I did it, for sure. But as a new grad, I don't know. Let me look up Bayada. Does Bayada even hire? Let me see. Bayada. Let me just Google hire new grads. It apparently does look like Bayada hires new grads now. I did not know that they hired new grads now, but apparently Bayada does hire new grads. They were a great company to work for. I don't know that I would go straight to work for them as a new grad, but they do apparently. How do you spell it? Bayada. Let me. Oh, come on, leave it ho. That's funny. Of course, that's spelled like a hoe, like a garden hoe. The one you dig up plants and stuff with. One of the basketball coaches up here with my children's school, he is the grammar police. Like if you text him something, like I have spelled Tuesday wrong so many times in my phone that it recognizes that I spell it wrong but still uses it as a regular word. So like I have texted him Tuesday incorrectly multiple times and he will write me back like Tuesday, but he will spell it correctly. Like, yes, you knew what I meant. Go ahead and let me be. Come on, man. But but yes, check out Bayada. If you're gonna go work for a home health, that would be the one I suggest. There's another one local called Maxim, and they're not as good, I don't think. I don't think that they are as good as Bayada as far as like how things are ran. And then there's another one, something Angels, something Healing Angels, maybe something like that. I really did not like them. I was worried. I did an interview with them. I was worried about them. They seem like the kind of place that would just, if you messed up, they would just cut ties from you and go home. So I was worried about those places. I think that one was called Healing Angels. It was kind of place like if you get a speeding ticket where the lawyers send stuff to you in the mail. Like this place started sending me stuff in the mail when they found out I graduated from my NCLEX. Is that home care? Is that what it's called? Guardian Angels. Yeah. Yeah, they were no good. Maxim, I went and did an interview with Maxim, and then I took a test with Maxim. And as I was taking my test, I heard the admins, they had their own office, and they were sort of behind us. And they didn't violate anybody's HIPAA rights or anything like that, but I just didn't like the way that they were. I didn't like the way they were talking to each other about patients and stuff. I mean, like I said, they didn't violate HIPAA rights or anything, but uh, it just didn't seem like they had their stuff together as much as Bowda did. Seemed like Bowda had their stuff, a lot better than Maxim. But it was an experience. But yeah, you can never try them out. And always remember, if you do not feel comfortable, they're putting you in uncomfortable situations or whatever, it's probably not time to be there. It's probably time to back up and say, whoa, I don't feel comfortable doing this. Things like that. I did a job interview. I actually got hired on and was in orientation with a nursing home. Got hired on and everything. And there were 7 of us for the same job. And I think that we were all first shift. And that nursing home wasn't like the biggest nursing home in the world. And I was like, oh snap. If there's 7 of us right here, we're all going for the same shift, something else is going on. Like, they're either really short, they're about to do a mass firing, something's going to happen here. This isn't for me. And so I left that job orientation day. Kind of glad I did. I never looked back. I never checked to see if anything bad happened at that place or nothing. Just, I said, I'm done. You're hiring 7 of us for the same shift at the same time. Some sketch is going on here. That just wasn't for me. It was not fun. Yeah, always best to go with your gut feeling rather than going with the wallet feeling, the dollar signs. Yeah, you miss out when you're going after the dollar signs. That's how I ended up in dialysis. Our 3rd baby had just been born, and me and Courtney needed the money. Dialysis was promising a lot of money. And then I was like, you know what? We need the money, and I took it. And then once I took it, I was like, well, I probably should have not taken this job. That was, it was a terrible, terrible day. I almost said it was a terrible day. It was, we paid bills, but I wasn't happy about it. My shirt is sticking to me. It's not even hot. It's just sweating. As everyone wanted to know that. I did dialysis for 7 months. 7 whole months I was in dialysis. And I knew within the first week out of orientation that this wasn't for me. But me and Courtney had taken on other debts that we couldn't get out of. And so that's why I did it for so long. Because I wanted to come back to where I was, which I did end up doing. But we had taken on other debts that we foresaw being able to pay, with the pay increase from dialysis. And we had to figure out a way out of that before I could quit. Because we just couldn't, we were not going to be able to make it as far as paying bills and whatnot if we didn't, if we didn't do something. So I stuck it out for 7 months, hated every day of it. It was not for me. It wasn't even the math or the work. It was just the workers that were with me. The CNAs and the techs, and no one was happy. No one really wanted to be there, and management didn't care about you. Management never ever cares about people, but they really didn't care. In dialysis, they just wanted to see that everybody, you did a job and got all the labs in and everything, because I'm sure they were losing out on money if you didn't get all the labs in, because they really came down on that. It just wasn't for me. I know there were plenty of people that were there that had been there for years upon years upon years in dialysis that were, techs who couldn't leave because they were making so much money as a tech that they couldn't leave, and they would have been out. They would have had to take a huge pay cut to go do other things. And it was just, it's hard on them and hard on us. But, good times. Live and learn. That's what they always say. Learn and live. I like that one. Learn and live. So, short story here, because I am, of course, a mechanical expert. My phone here, they're not going to update the iPhone 7 anymore. They're gonna be done updating it. Battery died in it, so I bought a toolkit, replaced the battery. Now I can't do anything on like this half of anything. It just doesn't work. And so I now have to buy a new phone. I can't do any shorts or anything because the cameras don't work and the microphones don't work and all of these things. And I am almost 100% sure it was user error. This guy right here decided, you know what, I can fix an iPhone. And I did change the battery. But I broke everything else. So I haven't been able to do a short in about 2 weeks, I guess, because of that. Yeah, when was my last short? No, my last short was on... Oh, my last short was actually September 2nd, but that was not on that phone. That was a different short, but... Yeah. It's been about 2 weeks since I broke that thing. Bought a new phone. I am excited to get it. I will probably do shorts immediately after getting that new phone, because I miss doing the shorts. I like the backgrounds and stuff you can put on the shorts. Those are always fun. I always try to come up with like funny things that happen at work. Like all of my shorts are either conversations I have had or conversations I have seen people have that day, or not so far in the distant past. Like literally my shorts are word for word what happened in that moment. that I always found funny. You know, you don't really laugh at it at the time, but you laugh at it later on. I remember the nurse waving her bibbidi bobbidi boop wand at the old man having a nosebleed. And he was like, "You gotta fix this nosebleed." And she was like, "Oh, okay, bibbidi bobbidi boop." Did it work? No, it didn't. Oh, that was the best. She was the best charge nurse I think I've ever had. She is no longer a charge nurse. The woman that did that. Her body could not take. She's a little bit older than my mother, but her body couldn't take walking up and down the hallways anymore. That charge nurse that did that, she had to give up the floor, be done with the floor. When was that video? Let me see if I can figure that one out. Let me see. Oh well. Because I know it was a long time ago. Alright. There it is. May 23rd, 2022. Yeah, is when I did that one. How the good nurse fixes a high blood pressure. That's the name of that video. That name of that short. When she did that bibbidi bobbidi boop on that. They had the high blood pressure. Oh, sad day. Thing that always makes me laugh and will always probably forever make me laugh is whenever you get people that are just covered in tattoos. I mean, you know, from here down or from eyes down or wherever it may be, covered in tattoos, and you come to them with that little bitty needle with the hep lock attached to it, or whatever it may be, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna start this IV, or I'm gonna draw some labs, or whatever it is, because we draw our own labs at my facility. We don't have phlebotomy at my facility, so we draw our own labs, and whenever you come to them with the needle to draw labs or something like that, and they, I don't want to do it. And you're like, oh, quit being a baby. You're covered in tattoos. You should know how this is gonna feel. You should, And they're always like, oh, it was a different needle. It was a different kind of needle. It wasn't the same kind of needle. It's like, bro, it's still a needle that put something in your skin. I'm just gonna take a little bit of blood out of you. Or whenever somebody's like, all right, the last time the nurse got my blood, right there, you need to go right there, and you're like, I have no idea how a nurse got blood right there. There's literally nothing. You have ropes in your AC right now. I wanna go right there in the AC. Like, why will you not let me do that? No, I only let them go right there. It's like, bruh, just let me stick you. Come on, let me pick the site. Ugh. That used to happen. Actually, that happened often, like very often in dialysis. Since we're back on the dialysis subject, dialysis, you have this fistula. Basically, what a fistula is a huge freaking vein, like that big, on someone's arm, and sometimes not on the arm. Sometimes it's actually in their leg. But because you're using, in dialysis, you're using very large needles. Well, if you go the same place in dialysis, they'll develop huge knots, sort of like scars, sort of. Think of like if you got hit in the head and you had a big knot on your head, like a big Fred Flintstone knot come up on your head. Think about that like on your arm. And so the people in dialysis will be like, I want you to go right there and right there. I'm like, no, I can't. You have huge knots right there. Like, that's all scar tissue. That's going to hurt. Like, no. That's where we always go. I want to continue to go right there. And you have these big arguments with them about how you're not going to go through their scar tissue, even though, that's where the other nurses go or the other techs go or whoever it is that's sticking them that day. It's like, no, you got to explain. It's hard. But sometimes in dialysis, sometimes they have like prosthetic fistulas. I forgot the name of it already. And you can't do nothing but help but to go right there in the same place, which that's just a fake vein, like a straw, kind of like that doesn't belong to them. Sort of weird. I know, I can't remember the name of those things because they had a different name. They weren't called fistulas. They had a different name. I'll tell you right now, that's the most money that you'll make in nursing, but it's not for a new grad. That is not at all for a new grad. Dialysis. Let me see. Now I'm curious. What is the name of that thing? Name of prosthetic fistula. What is the name of it? And dialysis. Because they're not giving me what I want. I still can't find it. This is actually harder to find than I thought it would have been. I don't want to accept your cookies. Yeah, I cannot find the name of it. Four types of dialysis. There ain't 4 types of dialysis, is there? Maybe there is. Actually, I'm about the 2. You gotta feel the thrill. Feel the brewy and the thrill in dialysis. Ugh. I got out of dialysis right before COVID hit. And I think if I'd have waited any longer, I don't think I would have been able to get out as easy as I did. That was absolutely no fun. The COVID, I mean. Because I think we'd have probably had to sign like non-competitive agreements, whatever they're called, something like that. I think that's the name of them. Non-competes, something. I don't know. Ugh. Drink that down. Ooh. Big crowd today. I know. But I'm still content with it. remember I did one Saturday live stream where no one showed up. Like, not a single person showed up to my one Saturday live stream. It was ridiculous. Like, I got no views. I don't even think I uploaded it. I think I just let it be. I was like, you know what? No one came. Done with this. Wiped it out. Excuse me. Ugh. Let me see. I'm doing something and I have forgot what I was doing already. Why did I forget what I was doing? I don't know. I hate forgetting what I was doing. Having senior moments. No, I don't want to talk to you. Virtual assistant? Well, while I'm here on the internet playing around, let me dabble in something else real quick. I have a challenge for me, but I need 2 paper. Alright, Sam, let me read this again. You have a challenge, but you need 2 people to do rock, paper, scissors, and winner will make loser do task on live. What sort of task? Like, we gotta keep it family friendly. We can't go, unfriendly. I'm also, sort of stationary right here. I can't go away from where I'm at, if that makes sense. Simple dares. Simple dares is fun. If Courtney was here, that would be fun. Unfortunately, my wife is not here at the moment. But that would be cool. So I do like the idea there, Sam. I feel like I could make that happen with 2 people. Because Courtney likes to know, she likes to tell me that she knows what I'm going to throw. So she will always win. And then y'all will get to see me do weird things. That would be pretty cool. I think I'd have to go mobile, though. Do like a mobile live stream, so we could go places other than, this room here. Anyone from family? I ain't got no brother. Hey, I got a sister. That's all I got, man. She's a librarian. She's an old bookworm who happens to be covered in tattoos. Who's mean and will beat me up. Still to this day. After 35s. She's just too strong for me. But yes, I'm definitely for it. Yes, my sister is covered in tattoos. So when we were, how old were we? I was 19, she was 18 when we went to go run cross country and track in college. And she made it. Did she make it 2 years? I think she made it 2 years. She made it 2 years, and then she went to Fort Campbell, which is actually in Tennessee, but they say it's in Kentucky. She went to Fort Campbell, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, and then she came home for something. And my grandparents live on the river, and they got a pier. And so we went swimming. Me and her went swimming, and our mom shows up. And she was like, Caitlin, did you tattoo yourself? She was like, yeah. You know, because she had them all like covered up, because she likes to. She's covered in tats, but at the same time, like when she does like her military balls and stuff like that, because her husband's a major. When she does her military balls, she likes to cover up. Like she doesn't want, like, I don't know, man. I don't think the military really cares. Or maybe the Marines don't. They're Army. But she got them in places like she could wear a sleeve, and you know the rest of her arm you can't tell. And so my mom saw her tattoos. She was like, "What are you doing with all your tattoos?" And then my mom was like, "Well, you're 20 years old, or however old she was at the time." She's like, "I can't do anything about it now." If she comes into town for like Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'll see if I can get her on video. I don't know that I can, but I'll see if I can get my sister on one day. She can help out doing library stuff. But yes, she has the tattoos. And she has like the moldables in your ears. I know they have a name, but I don't remember what the name is of them. But she has all the what you call it, cartilage piercings. Nothing on her face though. Tattoos or piercings. I used to think about getting tattoos as a teen, but you're afraid of needles. Fun fact. So here's my tattoo story. So we went to grad week right after high school. We were all 18, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're all gonna get tats. We're all gonna get tattoos. We're all gonna get tattoos, and this and that and the other." And I knew that you could not give blood if you had got a tattoo in like the last year or something. So that's one of the questions on the Red Cross. Like if you've had a tattoo within the last, I think it's within the last year. It might be within the last 6 months. But they're like, if you've had a tattoo in the last 6 months or a year, you can't give blood. And so all my buddies were like, "Oh yeah, we're all gonna get tattoos when we get down to the beach and things like that." And tattoos were actually legal in South Carolina. You could not get a tattoo in South Carolina, that's changed now, but that's where we were, South Carolina. And so they were going to come to North Carolina, where we live, get tattoos, and then go back to South Carolina. Anyways, they were like, yeah, let's all get tattoos. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I had no want to get a tattoo. Still don't want to get a tattoo. But, you know, to be cool with my buddies, I was like, yeah, I'll get a tattoo with you guys. Yeah, sure, yeah. You know, and I'd even like picked out some design or whatever. I was like, yeah, we'll do it. And so I found a place, like a blood drive. I found a place to give blood. And I gave blood. And they were like, "Oh, all right, you ready to get your tattoo?" I was like, "Oh, I totally would, but I just gave blood. Like I can't, you know, that's part of the rules." And somehow everybody like believed me, I guess. Either that or they were like, "Oh, he's just chicken," and they didn't say that to me in my face. But I was like, "Oh, I just gave blood. I can't, you know." I can go with you guys. We could party when you get back. I didn't even go. Did not even go to the tattoo place. The only time, there's been one single time, only one time that I've ever been in a tattoo parlor. That was when I went with Courtney for her nose to get pierced. The only time I've ever been in one. And that was, 2 years ago? A year or two ago? Like right after COVID started letting people get piercings again, or at least locally. Because for, I think all of 2020 and the first couple months of 2021, you couldn't get tattoos or piercings locally because of COVID. And so, like, as soon as they opened up, Courtney got her nose pierced. And that's the only time I've ever been in a tattoo parlor. Strange, I know. It just never was a place I wanted to hang out. But I think it would be fun to, like, dream about it as a child, getting tattoos, but I never, I don't know, I guess I never want anything permanent, because that mess don't go away. That mess stays with you for life. But afraid of the needles. No, I've never thought about getting a piercing either. There's nothing I want to get pierced. There's nothing, like, I don't want to do the ears or like anything on my face. Nothing like that. And there's nothing in it for me to get a piercing. I don't know, just never thought of that. In that aspect, I guess me and my sister are very different. I never wanted to do that. She was real big into it, and I was just not. I know our girls, my children, 2 of them, and we're not going to do the third, have gotten very bad infections from their ears being pierced. They just have very sensitive skin and can't handle certain metals, and so they just getting bad infections. And so I'm kind of glad I dodged that bullet. I don't think my sister did, but were me and my sister close growing up? No, we were 2 different people. The only thing that we really did in common was running. Like, that was it. We had our own 2 different sets of friends. My friends were back on. Uh-oh. Oh, I think it came back on. Lost connection. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, me and my sister were not, we weren't close growing up, which is surprising because we spent like all the time together. Like, we were, we were what each other had, but still not close. Only in track. It was like our only common denominator. And she was good in track, and I was good in track, and that was it. But you know, I mean, that happens from time to time. I think that if we were born opposite, if she was first and I was second, I think that we would have been closer. Because it always seems to be when the sister is older than the brother that they're very close. No, we're not. I haven't spoken to my sister. I don't know the last time I did talk to my sister. Probably for one of the girls' birthdays. Yeah, because I didn't talk to her for my middle one's birthday, which is just in August. I didn't talk to her then. I think I talked to her on my mom's birthday, which was in July. Or our mother's birthday, I should say. I did not talk to her on our father's birthday, which was really just a few days before our mom's, but yeah. So no, we really weren't close. That was it. I will say, when we were in college, neither one of us was built for college. We weren't. You know, neither one of us was built for college. We were really bad in college. We were really bad in class. We were, we didn't grow up with money. Our mom really, really pushed college on both of us. We both hated it. Neither one of us wanted to be there. That was probably the closest that we ever were. Probably because we were like miserable together, I guess. And so, we lived on campus together then. And so that was probably the closest we ever were, was when we were at college. But that was only, I think it was 2 years. I think she made it 2 years. I made it 3. She made it 2, I think. I think that's right. But I mean, we still had jobs too, so we went to work. We were taking classes and working at the same time, so I think that helped us too. And then when she went to Tennessee, we didn't really talk much after that. But, it is what it is. He's not so bad. Shoot, I was about to look up something. I have forgotten what I was about to look up. Why? And I have forgotten what I was looking up. I still check the coronavirus numbers often. I don't know why. Does anybody else still do that? I still check them. Look back fondly at the memories that were made while we were all at home. What did they call that? The big divorce or something like that? When everybody got, like, for the first little bit, there was like a bunch of babies that were born, but then like there was like a big mass divorce. Like everybody got divorced. You know, throughout the COVID. You know, good times. Oh, new boosters are available. Yay, 12 and older. I do not want to get a booster. I did the bare minimum for working. I was not doing any more than I had to do to get the boosters and whatnot. With monkeypox. Your biggest worry with the monkeypox is like, where is it coming from? Because monkeypox comes from prolonged touching. So as long as you're not like snuggling up to somebody with monkeypox, or, you know, as long as you're in a monogamous relationship and you know where your partner has been, you really don't have much to worry about. I know that they did say that you can like dog fur, I think, will actually transmit it, but it still takes you still have to like touch for a prolonged time. You know, it's not like a simple like rub up on the leg of the monkeypox. You still have to prolong touch. They have to prolong touch the dog, and then you have to prolong touch the dog. And I'm not sure how long that the virus actually lives. Once you've you know, from transmission. What is that called? Because I know AIDS has a really small range of this. Transmission temp or something like that. I'm not sure the transmission temperature of monkeypox. That's why, like, AIDS you can't get from one mosquito bite to the next, because the threshold of the transmission virus or transmission temperature is so small. Somewhere around like 98 or something like that. Oh no, let me see. Transmission temp of AIDS, or HIV, I should say. What temperatures kill the virus? HIV can only survive outside the body if the temperature is below 39 Fahrenheit. So I knew it was something like that. I was way wrong on my estimate. But it can only live outside the body if it's very cold, below 39 degrees. So what temperature kills monkeypox? Here we go. Study showed died off quickly at temperature of 86 degrees and higher. It was raining. It was raining. So 86 or higher kills it off. So you should be good down there in Florida. Just don't be like rubbing up on other people's dogs. It was raining though. It has now quit. I will say though, I'm gonna have to get off it here in just a little bit because I do got to pick up the baby children from escuela. They went to school this morning. All of them did. Good times. I like it when they go to school. They like it when they go to school. All the social interaction that they get. I'm so glad that they get to go every day this year instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 1 week, and then Tuesday, Thursday the next week, like it was last year for the first 6 months or whatever it was. That was no fun. That was quite miserable. Well, a weird sound. Got some strange sounds coming from the house. I'm sure it is a child's toy that the button has been pushed upon. Something like that. Well, it could be the weather outside. I don't know. Can't stand strange sounds at night. Oh, Courtney gets the worst. She'll be like wanting me to go find it. Like, what was that sound? Like, I don't care. I'm in sleep mode. I'm not figuring out what that strange sound was. I'm going back to sleep. She'll be like, no. There's a ghost. Or, something's happening. Whatever it may be. Be like, no. Unless I hear like running water or somebody breaking in the house, I'm going back to sleep. I'm not staying up to figure out which one of the kids' toys is making this sound. I'm just going to go right back to bed. It does not bother me. Like, there's very few things I'll get up for. Going right back to bed. It's just how it's going to be. We did have a weird ticking sound, and I think it actually ended up being like the air conditioner, the capacitor in the air conditioner, which I ended up changing out, would somehow make a weird like click, 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 click sound, and it sounded like water was dripping inside the house. And I would get woke up over that often. Like, what is dripping? Would go look for it, and couldn't find it. And then finally I told her, I'm just going to sleep. I'm not bothering with that sound anymore. I'm going right back to bed. I could care less at this moment in time. I'm not spending all of my time looking for it. It is what it is. In any case, I do got to go get the baby children from the school. Got about 10 minutes or so till they get out. So I am going to head out. I'm going to end this live stream. Jenna, thank you so much for all of your conversation today. Thank you, everybody who watched. Thank you so much. I will do another live stream on Thursday. I will be quite honest with you. I thought about doing one Saturday night because it just felt so weird to just go ahead and lay down. Like, it felt weird to it felt weird just going to sleep. I know my body wanted it, but it it felt weird doing that. So, thank you guys for joining in me. Still thinking about doing like a Facebook group or something. Something like that to sort of do updates and, people can chat and whatnot on that. Not sure if we're going to do it or not, but thinking about it. Saturday was definitely a little weird. Just going to sleep. But man, I was tired. Ooh, I was tired. I was glad to see it because I had just got off work. And I was sleepy. Anyways, gotta go get the kids. Bye, everybody. I will see you guys at least next Thursday, if not before that. I don't think I will do anything this Saturday, but if I do, it'll be a quick one, but I don't think I will, so don't count on it. See everybody next time, I guess. Thank you. Bye-bye.